Okay, guys, welcome to the show. It's me again, Paul P. I'm here in Hilton Hotel, Manila. It's newly opened. It's again here in Newport area. Why do I love Newport area? It's actually because it's near my house. No, it's actually very accessible because it's near the airport. Now, a few weeks ago, I did a review on uh, Sheraton Hotel, which is just beside this. So this time I'm doing a review on Kusina of Hilton Hotel Manila. Okay, their buffet's name is Kusina, and by the looks of the food choices, it's going to be a memorable meal. And actually, I'm also celebrating something today. A friend of mine is having a birthday today, and he's gonna be with me. And believe it or not, he's actually one of my first subscribers. So I will now check out the food and let's get our first plate. Okay, guys, I got my first plate. So we have ebi toast in sriracha mayo. One focus. There. We have Vietnamese spring roll. Their country ham. Their salameti. I will transfer this there. And their California maki. Now, their Vietnamese spring roll, I had to make my own sauce of sweet chili and garlic. So let's start off with their California maki. Okay, let's start with this one. This one's different because the mangoes are on the outside. There. Okay. The mangoes are really sweet. It's nice. But the addition of the sesame seeds on the outside adds a certain flavor to it, and actually also adds a certain crunch to it. It's actually a good addition. So you can see it's California maki is crab with mangoes and cucumber. Okay, so let's give this one more try. Mm. Mm. That's good. The rice is a bit mushy, but they didn't add ebico. That orange stuff is actually, I think, crushed ebico, which is actually good. I don't like that caviar thing sticking to my teeth. All in all, that's good. Okay, this one we have to do it by hand. This is their Vietnamese spring roll. Basically, vermicelli noodles with vegetables, shrimp, wrapped in a rice paper roll. Sorry. We'll dip it in our sauce. Ooh, yeah. The rice paper is homemade. They made it here, and that crunch from the vegetable with a slight saltiness from the shrimp and the cold vermicelli noodles. Perfect balance, guys. Now we'll give this one more bite with lots of garlic. Look at that garlicky goodness. Mm. That's good. That sweet garlic sauce, or sweet and sour, sweet, spicy sauce, has just the right amount of heat to it, and uh, that garlicky kick, perfect. Now let's try their ebi with, I think this is sriracha mayo. We'll try one first. I'm scared. I'm not a fan of spicy food, but that started to tingle down here and in here. It's telling me that there's a certain spice to it. Oh, it's still lingering. But the flavor of the shrimp is good and it's fresh. Okay? The shrimp is extremely fresh. Now let's go on to their country ham. Look at their ham. I think they cured this in-house. It has nice marbling on it. Mm. It has a nice cured flavor to it. A bit fatty. But fat is flavor, guys, when it comes to charcuterie. So that's a very big plus. It has this somewhat cured flavor to it. It's nice. Now let's go for their salami. This one is cut a bit too thin. So I have to go for a thick bite. This one too. Look at that, it's glistening. That's all the fat from there. And see the white dots? That's literally fat. Fat in charcuterie again is flavor. Okay, see that? Mm. It has a certain spiciness to it. It's a bit saltier than the other one, but that spicy note, and it's actually a bit more cured, has a bit more cured flavor than this one. But I think this would go great on sandwich. Okay, so I will finish this plate, and then I'm going for another one afterwards. See ya. Okay guys, here's my second plate. Usually I would go for dim sum, but this time I went, when I was getting I was getting my sushi. I already got my shrimp and crabs cooked. So here's what I have. We have two kinds of crab. You have the blue swimmer crabs here, and we have the spanner crab, also known as curatsa, here. Then we have our shrimps. I had them steamed with salt and pepper, but just in case they lack saltiness, I asked for a bit of soy sauce. So we'll put the soy sauce there on the side. No, we'll put it here. Okay. So let's start with the shrimp. By the way, guys, the shrimps, what's different here from the other places that I've been to is their shrimps are not pre-cooked. These were raw and on that table with ice. Technically, it's a freezer. Well, no, it's not. It's not a freezer. It's a somewhat like a ref, an open ref with lots of ice, and the term for it is chiller. Yeah, it was on a chiller with lots of ice. So that means this is going to be fresher than what I'm used to. Okay, look at that shrimp. It's huge. Okay. That's why I like steamed seafoods or crustaceans. You get to taste the real flavor of the seafood without any other sauces or anything like that. Why? Because you get to taste the sweetness of the shrimp. You get to taste the real flavor of the sea. Fruit de mare. The fruit of the sea. Okay? So we'll go eat this one with a bit of soy sauce. Oh yeah, I saw a video a while ago of people eating shrimps with the shell on. Yes, I know. I have to defend those people because, yes, it sounds weird, but if you're thinking about it, you have to extract all the flavor and all the nutrients you can in a survival situation. I would have done the same. Because the shrimp's shell is actually high in calcium. Okay? Look at that. Dip it in a bit of soy sauce. Ooh, soy sauce goodness. That extra saltiness actually accents the shrimp really well. And one more thing, I know I'm not supposed to do this. This is bad for me. Very high in cholesterol. But I'm going for the head. Woohoo! Okay, so now let's move on to the swimmer crabs. I told you before, this is how you remove it. You take the carapace out first. Okay? And then you aim for this part. Right here. Okay? This is where you get your lump crab meat. So, if I correctly do this, I will have a nice big piece of crab meat right here. There it is, see that? Oh, wait, there's more. Lump crab meat, guys. Let's half it. The other half we'll put with soy sauce. Lump crab meat. Focus. There. The crab is insanely fresh. Okay? As if it was just swimming on me a few minutes ago. That's how good it is. We'll try this with a bit of soy sauce. It's really sweet though. I love my seafood. I really do. But a bit of soy sauce helps. Now I have to do this so that I won't mess up my shirt. It's sweet. It's like a umami slap. That's so good. Okay, one of the freshest crab buffets that I've had here in the Philippines. Well, except for the one in Bicol. I had one in Bohol, wherein we really saw them swimming pa. Okay, now they're coracha. Let's extract a bit of their meat. Okay, Coracha's meat is supposed to be a bit sweeter than blue swimmer crab's meat, but this one's a bit. It's not as fresh as the swimmer crab. Yeah, it's not as fresh as the first one, but it's also as sweet, but it's a bit dry already. Well, let's see if a bit of soy sauce can help it. Now, the soy sauce helped, but only to a certain extent. Still a bit dry for me. Okay, so among all the three, I would prefer the swimmer crab the best, and the shrimp. Okay, so we'll move on to the next plate. Tara! So now I'm good for my dim sum plate. Here's what I got. Pork spare ribs with tausi, their shumai, Hainanese chicken, and their hargao. Okay, let's start with their shumai. Nice and porky. It has a certain it's not that salty though. I thought it's going to be salty, but it's somewhat sweet. That wrapper on the outside is nice. It's just right. Okay. So now let's go and get my favorite, which is their hargao. See? This one is not sticking to my chopsticks like what I said in my previous vlog. But if you can see, there's a tear already on it, which means it's been either steaming for a long time or the wrapper is a bit too thick. Okay? But we'll give this one a try. It might not be we call this aesthetically beautiful, but it could be delicious. So okay, first of all, the shrimp is extremely fresh. That shrimp is fresh. And it has this certain sesame flavor to it. It's really nice. But the skin is a bit too thick for me. For a good hargao, skin is a bit too thick. Now let's move on to their spare ribs. This is another favorite of mine. Pork spare ribs with tausi. Mm. Mm. It's so tender that I didn't need to chew it. As soon as I put it in my mouth, press it up, press the meat against my top of the roof of my mouth. It just shredded. Really, this is one of the most tender spare ribs that I've tried here in Metro Manila. See, the meat comes off the bone easily. That's just good. Now let's try their Hainanese chicken. It's glistening. It tastes the ginger, but it lacks that umph of ginger that I'm looking for in the good Hainanese chicken. That's why we have this. This is the ginger sauce. I love eating this. I know how to make it, and I love to eat it. It's actually going to be better if we dip it in a bit of that soy sauce. Oh yeah. Woohoo! Chicken la. So good. That's so good. Okay. So that's it for this meal. For this plate. I'll move on to the main course after this. See ya. Okay, guys. I had another plate of seafood and meat paluto. Paluto means to be cooked. Here's what I got. I saw that they have grilled chicken, so I got this chicken. Okay, focus there. Grilled with honey glaze. This is beef skewers, Filipino style barbecue. And then the shrimps, I had it peeled with and sauteed with garlic butter. Okay, let's start with their chicken. Okay, first of all, the chicken is not dry. It is very moist. Newly grilled. Look at that; it's glistening. Okay. Let's give this one a bite first. It has this somewhat inasal taste to it. A bit sour, sweet, lemongrass and ginger taste to it. It's actually really nice. It just lacks this that spice or saltiness to it. So we give it another bite, but this time, look how juicy it is. Wait, zoom, focus. Look how juicy it is. We dip it in a bit of soy sauce. So much better. Okay, we'll put that aside. Now let's go for the beef skewers. This is their grilled beef. I asked them if they can cook it kebab style, but no, they can't. Sorry. So this is Filipino style pork beef barbecue. Mm. That's so tender. It's really, really tender. Like one bite, two bites, juice gone. It's really good. Whoa. I'm going for a second bite. It's like juice explosion in your mouth, then it's gone. Overly tender. Okay. Now let's try this shrimp. Look at that. As you can see, there's a lot of garlic on it. And yes, I love my garlic. But this is glistening with butter. So let's try this. Sweet succulent shrimp with that very garlicky butter, and it's already peeled. I love it. Let's try it with a bit of that soy sauce. Okay, we got a bit of soy sauce. Ooh. It doesn't want to focus. There it is. Focus, focus. Oh, that's good shrimp. It's actually the best shrimp here. Okay, I'll move on to my next plate, which is actually more of the main course. Okay, so tara. Okay guys, so here's what my next plate looks like. Here is, you know what, this is going to be a fun. Here we have bistec, and then we have roast beef steak. So bistec Pinoy and roast beef steak. We have fish with tausi, a bit of their pochero, and kare-kare. Okay, so let's start off with the beef. Let's start with the pochero. It's just one bite. This is pochero. It's basically a Filipino stew which uses banana, tomatoes. It's somewhat like a cocido. The difference is we have you add, what do you call this? Ham, banana. What do you call this? Saba banana. Okay, this is pochero. Really flavorful. I can taste that they used olive oil on it, which is actually the traditional way of Cook yung pochero. That's good pochero, guys. Kudos. Okay? Now let's go with the bistec. I had a hard time getting some of this. I wanted to get bistec without any of the onions in it. I'm not a fan of onions, guys. I love garlic, but I'm not a fan of onions. Look at the bistec. Thinly sliced beef cooked in a toyo or soy sauce with lots of garlic and onions. And calamansi. Whoa, you can really taste the calamansi. Okay. Now let's try the roast beef steak. This is the roast beef. Let's try it without the gravy first. It's actually as tender as the bistec. Even though it's a bit thicker, it's not dried out. It has a nice flavor to it, but it has this overcooked taste to it. It's a bit more well done. Well, compared to this is super well done. Like this is just around well done. Okay, tried a bit of that gravy. Look at that. Come on, let's give it a try. You know you want to. Yeah. Super tender. Super tender. But that pepper gravy gives that slight spiciness at the back of the mouth. It's perfect. Okay, now let's try their fish with tausi. It's a bit hard to cut. Hopefully it's not that hard to chew. Okay. Based on my reaction and the number of chews that I had to take for fish, the beef is more tender than the fish. That's weird. You can see it's more breading than fish, but you can really taste the tausi and the fish. So it's actually, the flavor is nice. It's just that I was hoping that it'd be like flaky in the middle. Maybe the other one is. Nope. It is flavorful, but texture-wise, it's really tough for fish. Okay. Now let's try their kare-kare. I'm the only person you know who eats kare-kare without any rice. Look at that. Can't go wrong with kare-kare if you have bagoong with you. And I think their bagoong is homemade. Okay? You see? Their kare-kare is super tender. Why is their fish like that? It's really sweet. The bagoong is nice and salty. It's counteracting the sweetness. Really good. Okay. Okay, all of the items here were great, except for that fish. So, I will likely move on to my last main course, which is the international kitchen. I think I'll only choose like a few items there. Then I'm proceeding with desserts. Okay? So, tara! So, here's the last plate. My last main course. I can't take anymore. I'm already actually quite full. So here's what I got. I got a bit of the beef pie. There's salmon. No, not salmon. Salmon. Baked salmon. And their pizza, which has mushrooms. I know I like mushrooms, but I like it in Chinese food, not on my pizza. And there's red onions on it too. Okay, I'll just take the red onions out. There. Much better. So it's basically now an all meat pizza. There. Much better. And then there's soy honey pork ribs. Okay. So let's start with the salmon. Okay, the salmon looks flaky. Looks really tender. Hopefully this is not as tough as the fish tausi. That's good. You can taste the salmon's real flavor. All that fatty goodness from the salmon is there. It's a bit fishy though, but still. That means you can really taste the true flavor of salmon. Okay? Now let's move on to the baked beef pie. Okay, shreds of beef with mashed potato. It's a British thing, I think. The only pie that we have here in the Philippines is tinapay. Yeah. Look at that. Beef pie. The mash has a certain sweetness to it. I don't know what it is. But that beef is so tender. It melts in your mouth, guys. Really. That's good beef pie. Now let's try the only carb I have on my plate. Well, technically the mashed potatoes is carb, but this is a bit of carb. On that. Okay. There's someone having birthday here. The tomatoes are not that sour. Nice and sweet. You can really taste the charcuterie on it. The dough is nice and chewy. The mushrooms give it a certain um, earthy aroma. It has a nice texture to it too. But the cheese, everything could have baked this fresh, but it's been sitting there. It's okay, it's a buffet, but it's still delicious, even though if it's been sitting there for a while. Okay, so now let's try this soy honey pork. Okay, once again, it's falling off the bone. Look at that. It's glistening. Glistening meat. That doesn't sound right. Glistening pork. It's actually really good pork. Mm. It has 5 spice rub on it. It's like Chinese chashu style ribs, but more of a soy chashu style ribs. It's so tender that I feel like it was braised in that sauce. Look at that. Okay, so I'll continue eating this and move on to my desserts. Okay, so. Okay guys, sorry I'm a bit sweaty. That's what you call the meat sweats. So Joey would say. Okay. So this is my last plate. I'm not actually gonna finish all of this. I'm just gonna give a taste to each one. Here's what I got. They have soft serve ice cream, vanilla. On top is a chocolate chip cookie and a chocolate crinkle. Their bread and butter pudding, which actually looks heavenly good. Their chocolate cake slice, their chocolate cake in square, and their green tea opera cake, and a few pieces of gummy bears. I'm weird. Okay, so I'll put these two aside. Actually, what? We'll put this aside. Let's start with the ice cream. So I'll realign the camera so it can fit the ice cream. Ta-da! There. There, much better. Okay? So let's start with the chocolate chip cookie. Oh no. Sorry. Let's start with the ice cream. Ooh, vanilla soft serve. Really milky, really smooth. It's beginning to melt already. Look at that. It somehow has the same flavor as vanilla as the McDonald's sundae. Okay, that's weird. Now let's try the chocolate chip cookie. Look at that. Really dense, a bit cakey, but it lacks that chewy and crunchy that I'm looking for in a cookie. Okay, now let's try this chocolate crinkle. Look at that. Woohoo. Now that's good. You- It has the crunch. It has the chewiness. It has that really dark chocolate taste to it. Really nice. It complements the ice cream too. Really well. So now let's move on to the other desserts. I don't think I need to feature the gummy bears anymore, guys. That's SOP. You should know what gummy bears should taste like. Okay. But anyways. Now. Did you know that you can have an adult candy made from gummy bears? You can get normal gummy bears like this, get vodka, immerse the gummy bears in vodka, and let it steep. The gummy bears will absorb the vodka, and then you'll have what do you call this? Alcoholic gummy bears. So, I know it's a bad idea, guys. Especially if you're thinking of giving it to kids during Halloween. You don't want kids walking around the street. Okay? That's a bad idea. So let's start with the green tea opera cake. I recently became a fan of green tea after I tried that Mitsuyado Seimen ice cream. That was good. Okay? You can really see it's green. Mm. The chocolate layer and the chocolate mousse on top, the mocha mousse on top, accents the flavor of that green tea really nicely. Okay, now let's try this chocolate cake first. This one is a different chocolate cake from that one, so let's give this one a try. It's layered. That's good. Not too bitter. That glaze is really nice. I think this would go well with the ice cream, but it has this almost like liquor taste to it. Since I don't drink. Okay. Now let's try this one. Okay, this is a lot denser than the other one. This is almost like a brownie. The chocolate ganache of this is a lot thicker, and it has a nice chewy texture to it. This is a lot denser than this, but both will go well with ice cream. Last dessert to be featured is this. You know, I'm a fan of this. This is their bread and butter pudding. I'm looking for that somewhat creamy, almost, I don't know, they call it makunat in Tagalog. The crust should be makunat, the inside should be creamy, and that caramel glaze should overwhelm the flavor of the pudding. Okay, let's give this one a try. Why am I having a hard time? There it is. Oh, it's really dense, guys. Okay. Look at that. It's glistening with syrup. Mm. Oh my god, that's so good. The only other place that has bread and butter pudding this good is currently ranking as my #1 buffet restaurant. I won't tell you. You'll have to wait for the special wherein I will announce the top 5 buffet restaurants here in Metro Manila. Until I've tried everything, that's when I'll give you the final review. Okay? So far, it's currently #1 for me. And this is as good as their bread and butter pudding. So, I will eat the ice cream and the bread and butter pudding. I think I'll give the cakes to my mom. She's right there on the other side. So, I will now do that and give you the review of the restaurant afterwards. So, tara! Okay, guys. The vlog is over. No. I'm gonna give you the review of the restaurant Kusina. We'll base it on the 5 criteria again. Location, ambiance, service, food, and price. Now, start with location. You can easily find it. It's here in Newport. It's actually right beside Sheraton Hotel, which I did a review on a few weeks back. It's on the 3rd floor. Kusina is on the 3rd floor. And it's actually accessible via Grab or taxi or private car. There's a lot of parking here in Newport Mall, so you don't have a problem. You can just cross the street. Sorry, I'm really full. So, I give their location 5 out of 5 because it's actually accessible for everybody, even by plane. You can take the plane, go via Manila Runway, ask the shuttle to be dropped off here. You're eating already. Okay, that's how fast it is. So that's 5 out of 5. Now, let's talk about ambiance. Ambiance-wise, what can I say? It's roomy, it's spacious. You don't have a problem with hitting each other when you're eating or getting food. The layout of the restaurant is, the buffet layout is actually spacious enough that you don't bump into each other when you're getting food. So that's a good 5 out of 5 for me. And last but not least, I like it because they have, even if their chairs have armrests, I can still fit in them. They're that huge. Okay? So, 5 out of 5. Now, service. I have to commend a few people here. Kuya Noe, Ate Jana, and Ate Camille. They're very helpful. They actually help serving me. Anything I requested, they would get it for me. They would give me finger bowls. They would suggest items. And it's because of them that this meal has been very pleasurable. Okay? I'm having the time of my life here because of them. They pampered me so well. Okay? I give that 5 out of 5. Now, when it comes to food, I have to say, I have to give them a 4. There are a lot of items that were good, but some items are not that good. Okay, so if you have to weigh it out, you have to sometimes you have to make notice of the negative so you can fix it so that in the future you will have now you'll learn from that mistake and do better. Specifically the tausi and the kuratsa. Okay, the kuratsa is a bit dry and overcooked. The tausi was really tough. Okay, so because of that, I have to give him a 4 out of 5. Now, price. Price wise, I spent roughly about 2,300 pesos per person here. That's actually reasonable. Bit pricey though for the amount of food, but you can with the freshness of the shrimp and the crab, it's worth it. So that's 2.9. I give the price around 4 out of 5 also. It's a bit pricey, but still good. Okay, so overall, they will have about 4.5 out of 5. Always Gutom points for me. And will I come back here? Definitely. It's actually very near my house. It's a very reliable buffet. So, thank you for watching the vlog. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh yeah, one more thing. He doesn't want to show on the camera, but one of my subscribers is having his birthday today. I'd like to greet him. Mr. Grant, happy birthday. Thank you for subscribing and being one of my first subscribers. Okay? We have more years to come. That's it. And my favorite dish here still had to be that crab and that shrimp. Awesome. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at PaulAlwaysGutom, Never Busog. On Twitter at PaulAlwaysGutom. And on Facebook at Always Gutom, Never Busog. So till next vlog, see you in the dining room. Tara, kain tayo.